Yeah, interest is good, but interest alone will not do anything. Okay, so we finished 155. Now to go to 156.
I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
So, if you reach Nirvikalpa Samadhi,
Mm-hmm.
is it equivalent to liberation or not?
It is. So the good question from you to understand then what is liberation. What are you getting liberated from? Can you
From
tell?
yourself?
From yourself, right?
Yes.
Now, which self is that?
Whatever you consider as you.
Yeah, so there are basically two things. One is the mind and one is the body.
Yes.
And that's all. So nirvikalpa is that you don't have any more imagination left
Yeah. That's
about
true. I know. Okay.
anything.
Mm.
Yeah, so
But
yeah, go ahead.
Nirvikalpa Samadhi is that you go into that Samadhi and then you come back, right?
Yes, now you come back. So you come back as what is the question?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is when you're out of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that is gone. That state is got out of that state.
No, it's not like that, Lata. What you can do is when you are interacting with people, you will not be able to get back to your original self which was there.
Mm.
That's the only difference it will have.
So,
Meaning only
no, my question. So, even if you reach one time Nirvikalpa Samadhi, is equivalent to liberation.
is equivalent to what can be called a nirvana.
Okay.
So now what you can do is what you have to do is that interact in the world outside as though it is a drama, but you are inside yourself. So that at any point in time, the mind doesn't rule. That's all what it is all about.
Mind is not there to rule.
No, it is there.
It is still there.
It is. You cannot remove the mind because everything shines on the mind only.
So mind is permanent.
Mind is going to be there till you have life or whatever you call as life. Body,
Okay.
just like
Till
body.
prarabdha over.
Yes, till your body breaks, or that when you say body breaks, that jiva is there, or before the jiva departs, till that time your mind and body both are there.
That is in Nirvikalpa.
No, I'm talking about after Nirvikalpa also. When you come back, let's say you were in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for 1 week.
Yes.
When you come back, you know it is a drama. So you interact with people. When the person goes away, just like this room we are sitting, triangulum. So now when people go away, triangulum will not cry that where the person went.
That understanding happens where? Is it at mind level or beyond that?
Everything happens in the mind only. There's nothing that goes out of the mind.
So Nirvikalpa is in mind.
Nirvikalpa is that it removes everything, every impression from the mind.
Okay. Mind is pure.
Yeah, mind is reflecting whatever is there in consciousness.
Yeah.
Which is pure. But you are not that conscious.
Okay. But along with the prarabdha over, mind will also dissolve. Right?
Yes, mind will never get another life. And because mind doesn't have another life, even you don't have another life. That's all.
I am his mind.
Yes.
I am polluted mind currently.
Yes, you and I and everybody is a polluted mind. So the consciousness is shining on a polluted mind, and hence it is also polluted. So now what is being done? What we are doing is, as consciousness, as awareness, as Chaitanya, you, instead of giving on to the mind, you are cleansing the mind. Got the point? So when we say cleansing the mind, what it means? There is dust on the mind. What is this dust? Raga is one dust, Dvesha is another dust, Moha is another dust. There are only three dust which will, there's no other dust. So you are removing it. So the stain is now stainless. So when the light falls on that, there is no longer any stain. There's no coloring. There is nothing to say this or that or whatever. And
So,
hence, yeah.
okay. So, Vilas, once you reach Nirvikalpa Samadhi,
Hmm.
it means that you will realize yourself. It cannot happen that you are in Nirvikalpa and then not realize your self.
No, you will not only realize yourself, you will also come to know that the you in you is liberated.
Yeah, yeah. So this is what my understanding. So you know why I'm asking all these questions, which
Yes,
sounds silly,
that's okay.
because because I read something today.
Ah,
It came from that WhatsApp group of Satsang Foundation.
hmm,
Somebody has put something that a person called Papaji. I think
hmm,
he is a saint.
hmm,
Was a disciple of Ramana Maharshi. So he has. It is told as he is written. So in
hmm,
his previous life, he was a devotee of Krishna,
hmm,
and he was also reaching Nirvikalpa Samadhi many times.
hmm,
And in his one of his when he has realized in this life,
hmm,
he remembered his past life, and he has mentioned in that life where he was a Krishna devotee and he was having a guru also, and he was reaching this Nirvikalpa Samadhi many times. But he has written, I have not realized the self, even though I was in Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
hmm,
Okay. And then in that life, he was in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for 20 days.
hmm,
And his disciple thought he's dead.
hmm,
And so one of his disciple came and said, I will tell you whether he's dead or not. He drilled a hole in his top of his head
hmm,
and then said he's dead, and then he's buried.
hmm,
And when he's buried alive, he died.
hmm,
Okay. In that life, he still had, there was one lady there doing some work,
hmm,
and he was attracted towards her.
hmm,
And that desire, he didn't do anything, but he couldn't get over the desire
hmm,
throughout.
hmm,
And in the next life, in this current life, he married that lady and
hmm,
had family.
hmm.
So then I was having a wonder, if he was reaching in Nirvikalpa Samadhi many times and he passed away in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, how is it that he came back again? And he mentioned that desire was strong, that one desire which he wanted that lady. So that's the reason he came. But then,
No,
if he is really in Nirvikalpa, all that would have been gone.
exactly. I wanted to say that in fact you answered your own question. There are two things which you have answered there. One is he is a devotee of Krishna,
Mm,
which is still a vikalpa.
mm,
And then he had a strong desire for the lady, which is
mm,
kama.
mm.
So at that time, even Krishna will not be there.
Yes.
So it is, he might have imagined it is Nirvikalpa, but need not be Nirvikalpa.
Yeah, probably. It would have been Savikalpa only.
Yes,
And then he would have had a strong desire. So he came back.
he came back.
And then he met Ramana Maharshi, and then it was done. That life is over.
Right. So that can happen, Lata. Sometimes, see, whatever shines in the mind, it becomes real.
Yes.
That's all what consciousness can do. Anything that comes in the mind, it makes it real. So if I see you and there is a desire coming, it erases everything else
Mm,
and only keeps that desire active.
mm,
And that's the thing. Let's say some lady here in ABB, okay, and she has dressed very well, very well to what my mind can see, right? So as soon as I see, the desire comes.
mm,
Now at that very moment, it removes everything else. That means it removes the that I have a wife and I have a son and I have this, I have that, all that will gone. What remains is that only that lady will be remaining. And
mm,
that state is the vikalpa.
mm.
Am I not imagining that lady now? That she is very beautiful.
Correct.
What happened to Krishna then? It's another
Right.
vikalpa.
Right.
So till this vikalpa goes, that vikalpa will not come.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we say nirvikalpa, that means there is no kalpa left.
Yeah, that's right. So then all the other samadhis are useless. So it's only Nirvikalpa Samadhi which is really takes
Exactly.
you to liberation.
Yes. And that is liberation actually.
Mm.
Okay. Now when you come back, what happens? Let's take that as an example. Now there is bhat sitting in front of me. I am not going to pretend that there is no bhat at all. That means acting like one foolish person.
Mm.
Deep inside me, I know there is no bhat.
Mm.
Just a naming convention has been used, and his name is bhat. And let's take the example of that same lady whom I had desire. Now I
Mm.
gone into nirvikalpa and come back.
Mm.
Do I see that lady beautiful or ugly?
You would neither see beautiful nor ugly.
Exactly. That is the state. That is the state of samatva. Because there is no oscillation now in the mind. See, with if I say somebody is beautiful or that lady is beautiful, that means there is somebody who is already ugly in my mind.
Right.
If I say somebody is ugly, that means somebody is beautiful.
Mm.
So it is going in two poles, right? Like a pendulum.
Mm.
So there is movement. If there is movement, then there is no samadhi at all, in fact.
Mm.
Now on top of that, I am doing a vikalpa, that she is beautiful.
Mm.
Now if I were to ask a question which is beautiful there, and I might not be able to answer it myself, then I
Mm.
will go by each part of the body. This is exactly where we come back to Annamayakosha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct, correct.
So now if I see that lady and if somebody asks, let's say you ask me, like our yesterday's discussion, you get irritated. Why
Mm.
this fellow is looking at that girl or that woman, right? And
Mm.
you can see that I'm watching. So
Mm.
after that lady goes away, you ask me this question. Vilas, I saw you seeing that lady.
Mm.
What kind of spiritual person are you?
Mm.
Now what should I reply now? Now I'll say, she isn't she looking beautiful? Now if you were to ask me this question, what was beautiful in that?
Mm.
What would I answer?
Yeah. So then you will only say some body parts beautiful, right? Nothing else.
Nothing else. So that means I have not yet come out of Annamaya Kosha at all. Forget about anything else.
Mm.
So this, whatever you got in the WhatsApp group, there is some fabrication in that. Otherwise, that person cannot.
Yeah, that was my understanding. Correct.
Because you
So
see, Lata, just because of one lady, this guy comes back means that lady is already dead, right? By the time he comes back, how does he remember that lady? That lady is still alive for him.
correct.
That itself is fabrication.
Mm.
It's like somebody saying, it's like, I just see one lady outside the office and then I find that, okay, next time I will meet her. What is my probability of meeting her next time in the same life?
Mm.
That itself is not there, right? Why will she?
Yeah, correct, correct.
Why will she again come and stand outside just for me?
Yeah, that's true.
And we are talking about next life itself.
Yeah, yeah. So he remembered all his lives, including all the animals and birds and whatever he has taken. In that he found. That's what he said.
No, that is
In
correct.
that.
No, that would be
Mm.
there. That is certainly, I agree to that, because what happens is that, let's say if our mind is still for a moment also,
Mm.
it's not moving, then the consciousness can take the mind into its previous existences in a second.
Mm.
Just like if somebody were to say, I was in so and so school, immediately school comes.
Mm.
In the same way, that lives also will come. All the lives will come. All the past lives will come.
Mm.
From the beginning of the mind's existence till today.
Yes.
So in that he would have seen that why did he arrive and all that. But
Mm.
the very thing that he has already come shows that he is not liberated. Otherwise, there was no
Yeah,
need
yeah,
for him to come.
correct. Right, right. That's true. So that's what I said. Even if you go one time into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, yes, you are liberated.
Yes.
That's what my understanding is. Yes.
Yes, that is how it is. Otherwise, there is no thing called as liberation. If you go into nirvikalpa and again come back, then what is then going and coming? It's all the same, right?
Correct, correct. That's right. So you will be changed person when you come back.
Yes, it should change you completely.
Otherwise, it is not nirvikalpa.
Yes, it is still vikalpa, but imagined as other way.
Nirvikalpa.
Yeah.
Correct, correct.
Nirvikalpa is non-reversible, right? Once you are
Yes.
there, then because of prarabdha you are here, but you are already nirvikalpa.
No, it's like this, but let's take this example. You call this as Southfield. There's no Southfield actually. Actually speaking, there's no Southfield. There's one building. They put a board called Southfield. Now, just for convenience sake, you will call this a Southfield. But when you know for sure there is no thing called a Southfield, no matter how much somebody is going to convince you that you are in Southfield, you will not believe that you are in Southfield. That is called as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Savikalpa Samadhi is all the time you have remembered Southfield. Let's say Southfield is heaven, and you remembered it. So you would like to go there and come back, go there and come back, go there and come back, and you feel that that is my home. Nirvikalpa doesn't have any home. You don't exist. So till your prarabdha, whatever you are calling prarabdha, which is nothing but the end of the body, you exist, do whatever that has to be done, but you are not taking anything. Very simple. Rule of the game is you came with nothing, you are going with nothing. That is nirvikalpa. Savikalpa is you came with nothing, you start imagining something, you take with that imagination. Right. So now what happens in Savikalpa, you need to have rebirths because you already collected impression. That light falls on that mind. When it lights up, whatever is existing will come there. In fact, my son was showing one video. There is one video in 1905 or 1910 or what. There was one experiment, not experiment, actually, there was an execution which happened, okay, where they cut his head, and there were doctors standing next to him, and then this jailer cut his head, and uh, it just came and cut his neck. The body fell down, and this head fell down. And then by mistake, this doctor called this guy's name, and the face was seeing down. It turned, and it was seeing at that person. Then again the doctor called. Again it opened up its eyes. And a third time he called, and then there was no. So in 30 seconds time, what they found out is that being, that human being, got to see all of his life from the beginning to the end. And it went away.
The name was remembered.
Yeah. Not only name was remembered, he got to see everything. So it's a fact that at the time of your death, you will get to see all your from beginning to end
Yeah, all the life incidents will flash in a minute.
in a minute. And wherever it stops, you're going to take that.
Yes.
Wherever it stops. It's random. It's just like you go to uh, roulette is one game in this gambling. So you put a dice, and the dice keeps on turning. It stops. You might be a pauper.
Some number.
Yeah, some number. You might be a pauper, or you might be a rich person, or you might be whatever. So basically, that is how it works. So the objective here is not to have any impressions.
So it will continue that thought process.
Yes, it
So
continues.
that's the reason you should have always very, very positive thinking.
Not positive
Or
thinking.
not thinking at all.
Exactly. You shouldn't have any dust lying over the surface of the mind.
Chaitanya only should come out.
Chaitanya comes out and it doesn't have any footing.
If that is all the time you are happy. Simple.
That's the whole idea of doing this.
You're not just happy.
Yeah, that is the whole idea of doing this.
Yeah, I think mind is a instrument of habit. So you have to
So
create a habit
in
of.
in Savikalpa, you are having that something in front of you.
Exactly.
Only thing is that is good, but again you have to go through
Let's say I like Rama. Okay, let's take this example.
that.
And I love Ramanavami.
You'll be waiting for that.
I'll be waiting. It so happens that one Muslim guy throws stone at that thing. What happened? Rama is forgotten.
It is a strong impression.
No, Rama is forgotten. In its place,
Other impression, negative
anger
impression.
comes.
Yes,
So now what is there?
negative impression.
Anger. Okay. Now in the fight between that Muslim fellow and me, I am so upset at what he did. I go try to kill him, but he kills me in turn. Clear? I wanted Rama.
Next birth is guaranteed. That one.
If the anger one will be guaranteed, or
Yeah.
because I hated Muslim, I will be born in Muslim family.
You.
That's what Sri M has.
Yeah, his life is the example of that.
Oh.
His autobiography starts with that.
I should love my enemy is because of that.
Consciousness doesn't have any duality at all.
You have painted that
Yeah,
color
correct.
during that time, and that will appear.
That's all. If whatever you want, you will get it.
People say this is tough, this is tough. They are always in that tough situation only.
Because that is what you want.
Their focus, their meditation is on toughness.
Yes.
Worries. A lot of meaning in all.
Yes. Yes. It's
And
interesting.
even if you see before in previous life itself, he was so accomplished yogi.
Yes.
Still, he has to struggle in this life to
It was
get.
not a small struggle what he has gone through.
Correct. So that's
Leaving
not.
everything and
Hmm.
going to that night time, staying somewhere, getting special experience, that too a small age, then all the way going somewhere, studies. My God, if you look at that, it is like another Vivekananda.
Yeah, that's what right. So people ask whether he will come again. So he says, "How much I have struggled. Why you want me to come back again? Not planning to come back."
Can we say that kind of mindset is Nirvikalpa or still?
No,
some
we see the
impression?
thing is like this, but this portion
Hmm.
of whether somebody is in Nirvikalpa or not,
You can say.
nobody
We
can
can't
say.
make out. We can't make out. Only they
But
can
that
make
person
out.
will have that awareness.
That also may
Yes,
not
yes.
be true or can be true because it's again an imagination. See this problem, the last.
To imagine that again, you have to come to this side, right? When you are already that side.
So then,
No
see
connection.
if somebody
No
asks me,
connection.
no, I'll tell you very simple. Let's say I attain Nirvikalpa Samadhi. What is the yardstick to measure Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Even at the worst of the moment, this person is non-shaken.
Correct.
Right? Now there is no worst moment which is happening. Now if somebody asks me, I heard that you had a Nirvikalpa Samadhi experience. And I start narrating the story, which clearly shows that I have not attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
Yeah, the moment you narrate, it is impression.
It's impression. Now, if I'm also correctly narrating, it's still an impression.
It's an impression.
Nirvikalpa means there is
experience, and
that's the reason it is called as
beyond words.
It's called Turiya because you are on the fourth. There's deep sleep, but you are aware of that sleep.
Prasanta.
You are aware. In the deep sleep, you are not aware. In this sleep, you are aware. That's the difference. Now, what happens in the same situation if we take of yesterday's and I bug Lata or Lata bugs me saying that you are an useless person. Now I keep on smiling at it.
If you start proving I am good, impression.
Either way,
if you say I am not good, I accept whatever you say, impression.
you just smile at it because neither you
I
are
agree.
that nor you are this.
Yes.
You're just a sakshi. So if somebody says something to me, just take it because that is prarabdha. You're supposed to have that. You just enjoy it.
I think that solves many problems. You don't have to know. Simply don't do anything.
No, just smile and leave it.
Yes.
You don't take that impression, because the moment somebody gifts, like I gifted her yesterday, why don't you consider? She took the gift, but she started getting burnt because she did not wanted to take that gift. Somehow she took the gift, and now she doesn't know what to do with the gift. That means she had to she has to do all of that. So she was cursing that this, and that's the reason I don't do this and all that. If that was the last moment, then what happened? So it is going to go with that impression.
That's the reason for the elderly people through the teaching. At least they should always says at least something good.
Yes.
If you are not able to reach that nirvikalpa, you will be there at least savikalpa.
Yeah, something you are having. No, no, everything is savikalpa only. See, your rebirth itself is a savikalpa experience.
Savikalpa means I am talking about the punya. Accumulation of punya will be there.
At present, you are having punya only, but see, all of us, three of us who are sitting here, we don't have anything to bite you.
Currently.
Yeah, that's
They are
all.
on the same stage.
No, that's what it's all about. So when you say punya, it means that anything happening outside is not going to affect you.
That is the reason even a butcher, he can reach nirvikalpa samadhi, like what we saw that Vyadha.
See, no, your example is wrong. See, what happens with punya phala, is that you will not be deprived of anything. See, now there is, I think we have done this long time ago, also from seeing from BTP. Now there are so many people working, hard working and hardly working, whichever way it is. But for their work, the remuneration is so less that they have to keep on working. You have a choice. So if you are given a choice and you are not utilizing that choice, it means you want to continue journey. So we have to be careful in what is being given to us. Meaning, if you get a choice, if I get a choice, if I have a choice,
Finally, the decision comes from your point.
From your mind, not from consciousness.
Yeah, through the other person may think India, leftist thinks this person accumulated wealth, I should take it out, give it to somebody else. He's carrying some impression. But the person who has accumulated wealth, maybe people like us, we have more than what is really needed for us. Right? In that case, we don't carry any impression, means we are in.
No, it's this way. It's got nothing to do with money. Again, you're putting value.
No, the two people, I'm talking about two people thinking when they're together.
No, it's okay.
I'm employing, I'm building house. Other person is working with me.
Right.
You can always think this guy is having so much money in that if he gives double salary.
No, that is okay. See, that
Yeah.
he can think.
Yeah.
But by thinking that, he's going down.
He's going down, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But now you don't think.
No.
Right. So if you not undervalue or overvalue, but don't value at all.
Yeah.
That's it. If you don't value at all, then what happens? It comes to ground, at the ground level. So you become very humble, because there's no, you will only go in pursuit of something if there is any value there. So if you go by Annamayakosha, the value itself will be 0. Right. So let's say the value is 0. Now what happens? Neither you are leaning towards punya, nor you are leaning towards papa.
Correct.
So you are in samatva. So when you are samatva, then you are in yoga. When you are in yoga, there is no bhoga.
Nothing. And bhoga is totally opposite.
Yeah. So you get parityaga.
What is parityaga?
Parityaga means you give up everything.
There is nothing to hold, not to give it. Give up that.
Yes. So there is nothing to you. In fact, you are holding. If you give up that hold, you are free.
Free.
That's all.
I have kept somebody. That means I kept my Annamayakosha.
You give up that.
Yeah, the moment if I give up,
you're free.
Okay.
Finished. Then it's the matter.
I have borrowed this one.
No, the thing is like this. You hold the 4 elements. The 4 elements don't hold you.
I hold, yes. I bind them.
You, because of you, they exist.
Yes. Correct.
But currently, how we are set up is they exist independently. I am also existing independently. That means both are Satya. So Brahman Satya, Jagat is also Satya. That's the reality right now. So my mind is not able to give up on holding the Annamayakosha.
Yeah, and you see, the holding together is temporary, perishable, but the basic elements are permanent.
No, you forget about what is permanent, what is temporary, and all that.
There is, I remembered one incident from Swami Rama's autobiography or something, or some of the Swamis, I don't remember. So, whoever is that, Swami Rama, he's asking his guru, show me God. I want to, he has been pestering, I want to see God. And Guru has been telling, okay, I will show you, I will show you. And then one day evening told him that next day morning, I'll show you God. Come. So they took him for a walk. And they were walking through the forest. And then suddenly this Guru will go and hug one tree and then keep crying, oh please, the tree has caught hold of me, please let me go. And this shishya will try to remove his hand and pull him, and so much he tries and will not come, please help me. That guru is shouting. And then suddenly the shishya will say, but you are only holding the tree, no, you leave it. Then he left. So at that time I never understood what it meant, and there was no explanation given. Now I understand. So it's like you are holding everything and you feel that those things are holding you, you just leave it. Then you are, uh,
Free, bondage.
yes, you're free. You see God. That's what's the meaning of it.
Yeah.
That time I never understood. It just stayed in my mind without understanding what it means really.
So basically, all impression, I am only holding it. They are not
Yes,
holding me.
correct.
See, let's look at this example. If you remember, myself, you and Maunish were talking. What Sanatana Dharma? Right? That day when we were having breakfast. Now the question is, what is Sanatana Dharma? Can you tell me?
Sanatana is as and when the time changes, still the truth remains the same. So the adapting to the changing situation to realize the truth, that adaptation is called
No.
Sanatana. Always Sanatana.
Sanatana means changeless. If you say something is Sanatani, it doesn't change.
For example, commandments related is not Sanatana. You have to do this way. You need to have a faith-based systems. But Sanatana is your experiential.
No. It's not like that.
This is what I understand.
No. Sanatana, if you say Sanatana, Sanatana, means it doesn't change. It is nothing like today it changes to something. See why they say
The truth remains same throughout.
Truth remains same throughout.
Yes.
That is what? That means changeless.
Changeless, correct.
Right. No matter whatever you are.
Yeah, with respect to time, no change.
There's no change. So what is Sanatana? In simple way, everyone feels hungry. Is Sanatana. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah, basic thing remains same.
Remains same. That is called Sanatana. Now when we say my dharma is Sanatana dharma, that itself is not Sanatana.
Dharma.
My dharma is Sanatana. That itself is gone.
There is no dharma. It is not mata.
It's not mata. So what we are doing is we are vikalpa. We are changing nirvikalpa to savikalpa.
Yes.
Nirvikalpa is Sanatana.
Okay. That means through any of this belief system, you can be avikalpa, not nirvikalpa. Because that's a belief system. Because belief is an impression.
Yes. So the thing is, whether it is Hindu dharma or this dharma, that dharma, Christian dharma, Islam dharma, this dharma, whatever dharma you bring, when you say it is my dharma, that means you are holding that. Dhareti iti dharma. Whatever you hold is your dharma now, which becomes karma.
Yes.
So when I say Sanatani, it means that I'm not holding anything
Any
and it still remains eternal. So at that day, I wanted to answer to Maunish.
that is not atheist, right?
No, 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 nothing to do with atheist.
Atheist means I don't believe, correct?
It doesn't matter.
Don't
Hunger
believe
is
is
hunger.
also I believe.
It's also a belief.
Yes.
It's like hunger and thirst. Even a atheist, he cannot say that I don't believe in becoming hungry. If he becomes hungry, he has to eat. He can't say I don't believe in toilet. He has to do. I don't believe in urination. Sorry, you have to do.
Means impression. You should not carry any impression of that.
Of anything is
Of
called
anything.
Sanatani. So that day I forgot to answer to Maunish. If he had asked me, if we had time, I would have told him Sanatana Dharma means Jivi Jagat Ishvara.
Divi Jagat Ishwar.
No, Jagat is always going to be there. You can imagine whatever you want in that Jagat.
But Jagat is perishable.
Whatever. It is Satya.
Perishable is not.
But right now also, as we speak, but we have not really come out of Jagat.
That is right.
So it is Satya.
Not coming out means you are holding. The moment you are holding, it is not Satya.
No, no, no. That is theoretically or conceptually. But really speaking,
This is the conflict of the philosophy what you are discussing.
no, no, I'm not.
Jagat Mithya we say, na? Then you are
We
telling
say,
Jagat is Satya.
no, Jagat is Satya because we have still not seen the Mithya. We are pretending or imagining that
Yeah,
we are.
we are in the Satya Jagat, that means our understanding.
Yes,
But actually it is Mithya.
well, it is Mithya, but we have not experienced
Okay,
Mithya.
okay. That assumption is right.
Right.
Mm.
Jivi. We all are Jivis only.
I can feel.
We all are Jivis.
Jagat we can feel.
So Sanatana is Jivi. Jivi based is Sanatana. Everything happens to the Jivi only. Nothing happens outside Jivi. So if you say I'm a Muslim, you are really talking about a Jivi only.
Jivi has become Muslim.
Muslim.
Jivi has become Brahman.
Yes, like that. And who is making that possible is Ishvara. Whatever mind thinks.
Ishvara is Chaitanya here? Or?
Yes. No, Ishvara is the individual Chaitanya.
Okay. That is Jivi.
Jivi is five senses plus mind.
Okay. 5% mind is Jivi and the individual Chaitanya is Bhagavanta or Ishvara.
Ishvara. Parameshvara is which is established in everything and everyone.
Common platform.
Common platform. So what should happen is when we say nirvikalpa, this vikalpa is happening where? In the mind, in the Jivi.
In the mind.
So the Ishvara only remains. Nothing else remains. There is no Jagat, there is no Jivi. Ishvara only remains. And
individual Chaitanya remains.
Individual Chaitanya remains.
Yes.
And at death,
Till,
the Chaitanya goes away.
Goes away to somewhere.
That's all.
Goes away from this body.
This body and mind. So from both is gone. Now if somebody were to ask, where did the Chaitanya go? There's nothing above that. Because it merges, that's it.
Interesting. Mind is there, Chaitanya is gone away.
Mind is not there.
If mind is there, Chaitanya will be there anyway. Even if you have a body, even if you have a body or if you don't have a body, Chaitanya is bound to be there if you have a mind.
Exactly. So this is a fun part. As long as the body and mind exist, Chaitanya is going to be there.
And when you die, your mind along with the Chaitanya is what is going out.
Yes.
If you are not liberated.
Yes.
So the Chaitanya goes with you.
It
goes with the mind.
It follows wherever mind is.
Yes, it just whatever is there in the mind, it keeps lighting up, and then it helps in establishing wherever the mind wants.
Correct. Absolutely. That is the mithya.
If mind imagines that you are going to Vaikunta and you are a devotee of Krishna, it will take you there.
Exactly.
You will you will see Krishna, you will see all people there. You will land up there.
Yes, exactly. No, Bhatt has gone somewhere. I mean, he has gone outside because he got a phone call. But
Okay, okay, fine. I thought he gone out somewhere in the thoughts.
no, 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 not in the thoughts as yet.
Hmm.
See, the problem with conceptualization is that you will never have an experiential reality.
Yeah, that is true. See, actually, when I meditate, I told you know I keep establishing in the space. I
Hmm.
feel like that. So, in case I am conscious of my when during my death last moment, and if I am able to do that in that, that's the maximum I can do right now. So, I'll get established in that space.
Correct. You will be in the space.
Two, I think we were discussing three things. I got that.
See, one simple. Before you
Then
arrive
that
at
is
some
also
conclusion.
interesting for me. Just I was talking.
No, wait,
I
wait
will
first.
note down before I forget. What
Okay.
was she telling? Last moment, remember. I have some questions.
See, what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
Chaitanya or consciousness or Atman or Brahman, by called by whatever name,
Yes.
that follows wherever mind follows.
It is like you
Who is
have
the
a
master
pot.
and the slave here?
That is the next loka. Master is supposed to be the Ishvara,
Yes.
but it's the slave of the mind, which is Jivi,
Yes.
and it is going towards Jagat.
Yes.
So it suffers.
TV attracted to Jagat.
No, the senses are attracted towards the sense object, which is Jagat,
Yes.
and hence the consciousness is now established in Jagat. So it becomes Jivi Satya, Jagat Satya, Brahman is also Satya.
But senses are not independent.
See, but it's not about whether something is dependent or independent. Everything is dependent only.
Can I put this way? The mind is attracted.
If whether mind is attracted or the Chaitanya is attracted, the Chaitanya is going to go wherever mind is.
Chaitanya follows mind.
Exactly. So if you are having an impression, it will make that impression possible.
Correct.
If you believe you are but, no matter how much technological advancement you bring and say that, no, I am not but deep inside you feel I am but. If you feel you are married, no matter how much you pretend that I am not married, you will know that you are married. Because Chaitanya makes whatever is deep within the mind possible. That's what.
So it's like you have a pot and you have inside that you have space. So when you move the pot, does the space move along with that pot, whatever is there inside? So as long as the pot is there, inside the space will be there. The pot is broken, the space, what happened to the space inside that? It's similar like that with Chaitanya also. Consider mind as a pot and then the space as a Chaitanya. Similar to that.
Chaitanya electricity is
Silence.
available. The switch is on. Rotate, you can jump, anything you can do. Energy is
Yes, but see, it's not that complicated. Very simple. Light will follow wherever there is darkness.
yes.
If you put a light,
Yes.
but what happened to darkness? It's merged with light.
Yes.
If you switch off the light, what happens?
Permanently darkness.
Darkness comes back. It's not permanent or temporary. You leave that. Darkness comes back. As long as light exists, there is no darkness. In the same way, mind and Chaitanya play in that way. You are mind, but actually you are consciousness. But since you don't know who you are, you believe you are the mind. Sometimes you believe you are the mind, sometimes you believe you are the body, sometimes you believe it's a combination of mind and the body.
kindness in feeling. Mind believes what it has seen as reality.
Hmm.
But Chaitanya just supports as
Chaitanya
platform.
just lights up
Lights
whatever
up.
is there.
Yeah, lights up. But there's an independent entity called belief here. It believes this is stable.
Who believes? The mind only believes.
Mind. So it has got independent power to decide.
Yes, that's called as free will.
Exactly. This is called free will.
Hmm.
That free will is another entity, independent entity.
No,
Is it?
why are you overcomplicating? I don't know.
Hmm.
See, let's take my own example.
Yes.
I'm called Vilas. In fact, everybody asks me, what's your name? I say Vilas. Now, do I believe I'm Vilas or do I know I'm Vilas? Which one is true?
Currently, it is working with the belief system.
Forget the
Belief
currently.
system.
It's only
You
belief.
believe, yeah.
Yes, but don't I feel I'm Vilas?
Maybe yes.
Not maybe. It is certainly yes.
Yes.
And
No,
that is
if you have not realized, then yes.
I'm not realized. No,
Then yes,
forget
yes
that.
only. Answer is yes.
Forget that. Yesterday
Yes.
only I told I'm not spiritual.
Okay.
Forget
It is yes.
it. So it is yes.
Mm.
So if I'm Vilas, no matter how much I pretend I'm not Vilas, will it work? Why? Because mind holds Vilas.
Inside, deep inside.
And what it is lighting?
Vilas.
Vilas. Now, who is saying that I'm not Vilas? Another part of the mind.
Exactly.
In the same mind,
yes.
Another thought,
spiritual thought.
Whatever it is, will say that you are not Vilas.
Yes.
And one thought will say I'm Vilas, another thought will say I'm
Yes,
not Vilas.
yes.
But as far as Chaitanya goes, it will light up
This,
this,
Both.
it will light up that also.
Yes, correct.
It has got no polarity.
This is perfect.
If this is perfect, you
Yes.
apply this for everything. So Chaitanya follows wherever mind is. If the mind is in Vilas, it will make Vilas possible. If the mind is not in Vilas, it will not make Vilas possible.
I have understood. My question is within that. There is a mind. In this case, we have two minds, two decisions. Either this or
Not
that.
too many.
Yeah. Okay, multiple.
Many. Yeah, go ahead.
But that mind is nothing but it has got its own identity, right?
No, it's not its own identity. Mind has two capabilities. One is to store, another one is to decide. And that's the reason you have intellect. Through the Vijnanamayakosha, you can decide what to do and what not to do is part of the mind only. But there is a decision power. This light only powers up that. But the decision is not taken by Chaitanya.
Yeah, see, this gives a clarity in mind that there are two things. One is called Chaitanya, another is called mind.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Mind has
and when Savikalpa Samadhi, mind is there. When you reach Nirvikalpa, mind is there, but it's a clean, 100% clean.
Mind is shut down. Mind is eliminated. Mind is given up. What it means is
given up means what? It's still there or it is not there.
It is there, but it is switched off. Just like you switch off light.
Switch off means it is still there. Switch is there.
Everything is there.
Yeah.
But there is no impression.
Agreed.
Imagine that.
So the mind is individual. Individual based.
So imagine that all this comes at runtime. But what is mind?
Lata agreed. We have reached the stage where just the last point is there.
Go ahead.
So here mind is shut down, but something called mind is still there. Only thing is mind is shut down. That then after that there is no Chaitanya covering up that.
No.
Then
it's not like that.
What exactly?
See, whatever you call as prarabdha,
yes,
it includes body and mind. Simple.
Body. Yeah, yes.
So Chaitanya lights up both body and the mind.
Yes.
Mind's job is to store impression and what is called as memory.
Yes.
It also has a decision making power called as Vijnana or intellect or Buddhi, called by whatever name. But it is still Jada only.
Yes.
It is not we.
So machinery working something.
It's machinery. It's machine. The buddhi is also part of prakriti.
Yes.
Manas is also part of prakriti.
Yes.
Everything is part of prakriti.
Agreed.
Right?
Fully agreed.
When you say no, you are agreeing, but you are not really going deeper and seeing what happens.
When I go deeper only, I have this doubt. Okay,
No,
go ahead,
then
go ahead, go
then
ahead.
you won't have got.
Explain.
Now, when we say jada
Ah,
and when we say chaitanya, what it really means is that when we say anything is jada, it doesn't have a capability to power on
mm,
itself and do something on its own.
mm,
But when you give light, which is chaitanya, it has the power to do whatever it wants to do
yes.
under the supervision of chaitanya. Clear? Now the chaitanya, what happens? It merges with the mind. Now there is no separation between mind and chaitanya
Yeah.
because they both are interlinked now.
Yes.
Clear? So the buddhi, which is a deciding faculty, now doesn't have reasoning. It cannot reason out of what is real
Mm.
and what is unreal.
Mm.
So it cannot really make out Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya. It always can conceptually, when we say conceptually, intellectually means that learning. It learns that okay, this is Mithya, that is Satya, this is this way, that is that way, and memorizes, which is part of the mind. Okay. Now all the impressions are stored in the mind only. It is not stored in Chaitanya. So the Chaitanya job, if at all we call it as a job profile, is to light up whatever is there in the mind.
Yes.
So if I were to deeply feel that I have a family, its job is to keep on making sure that the mind remembers the family.
Yes.
Clear? If the mind has eliminated the family, then the light, when it comes, there is no family. Correct?
Correct.
Now, where is the family?
Mind.
Mind. Is it there in Chaitanya?
No.
At the time of death, what is death? The Chaitanya now lifts off its light
From body
and the mind.
Yeah, I'm in a meeting. 9:30 shall I? Okay, fine. I will tell you at 9:30. It is in sixth floor. Bye.
Still talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is,
Yeah.
now the Chaitanya will switch off the light
Yes.
because its term is over.
Yes.
What term? It was supposed to light up till a particular time.
Yeah.
As soon as it ends, that's called Chuti. So we have Achyuta and we have Chuti. So now we have Chuti, which means ending of the light. So what happens to the mind now? It still has impression. So this takes that and goes wherever it should go. This becomes next life.
The mind moves.
Mind moves along with Chaitanya. Even though it has switched off, since impressions are there, it is not liberated. Which is not liberated?
It's in the potential form moves.
Which is not liberated now. The
It's
Chaitanya is
mind.
not liberated, not mind. Mind doesn't have anything to liberate. Chaitanya is not liberated. So it is in bandhana. So the master and slave relationship, the mind has become the master and the slave is the Chaitanya. Clear? Now what should happen is through Chaitanya only, not the Chaitanya will go and clean. Through Chaitanya only, the mind decides to clean itself of impression. That is called as awareness.
So mind cleaning itself is awareness, taking bath.
Yes, you are taking bath, right?
Freshness.
Yeah, freshness. So who is feeling fresh? The Chaitanya is always fresh. It doesn't require bath.
Mind feels fresh.
Only the mind feels fresh. So if those impressions were to be removed, then you get something called as prajna.
What is that? What removed?
Impressions.
Impressions removed, prajna.
Prajna. Where it is coming, where the prajna is coming prajna is coming in the mind only.
Correct.
It is not coming anywhere.
Yes, yes.
So everything happens in the mind. If the mind is eliminated of all the impressions
So mind has to clean itself.
itself, if at all it is able to do the cleansing
Yeah.
of all the impurities it has in the mind.
So mind has got capacity to see the world or to see the Chaitanya.
Yes.
Both sides.
Yes. So that's the reason in every scripture it says that just turn back and see.
I can see.
Why? Because the Chaitanya is behind all of this.
Now you are explaining. Liberation is nothing but, or we said that this
Nirvikalpa samadhi.
Nirvikalpa means nothing.
The mind cleansed of
100%
everything.
mind is clean.
There's no impression.
And then there is a moksha to that
Consciousness.
Then this what happens to this?
It falls down, that's all. Over. It's jada. From the beginning, it is jada only.
Jada will go back to jada. Like Panchabhuta Vilina, mind also goes back to maybe something called Panchabhuta.
You leave that where it goes. So who is holding whom now?
So far, mind was holding.
No, mind was never holding anything. Chaitanya was holding both the mind and the body.
Chaitanya was holding mind and body. But
again, we come to the mind.
Now Chaitanya has dropped both mind and body.
Exactly. That's the reason in scriptures they say, I am not the body, I am not the mind. I am not the body, I am not the mind.
Everywhere same.
Why? Because Chaitanya feels.
Chaitanya says, I am not the body, I am not the mind.
It's not mind says that I am not
Because the mind has taken over as a master, it says,
I am.
I am.
Because I am. So what Tata is reading that you are that means you are Chaitanya. You have got nothing to do with this. You are neither to this or that. If you look at Ramana Maharshi, who am I? I am just a light, nothing else.
After moksha, that is that.
Not after moksha. Now that you get moksha, so when you get moksha, you are mukti from whom? Mukti from the body, mukti from the impression, which is the mind.
Yeah. So Deha Mukti and
Manas Mukti.
Two Mukti.
Two Mukti. That is called Vimukti. You completely eliminate the need of existence.
Yeah, we can stop here. Maybe Lata wanted to say something. We will listen to her and then.
Lata, go ahead.
I don't want to say anything, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think I want to say anything. Yes.
Is it in line?
Yeah, it is in line. Yes.
This is interesting.
So that's
we have moved away from the Annamayakosha.
Our lovely part is that we always exist in Manomaya and Vijnanamaya Kosha only.
And we want to exist there only, so we come back there.
Yes. See, but no matter how much we conceptualize, till you break Annamaya Kosha, it's not going to work. The problem with Taittiriya Upanishad is it doesn't allow you to break that at all. It always makes Brahman Satya, you are bliss, so you don't worry. But that doesn't work that way. First, you have to see what it is and what is not. So then they negate it. See, the problem with Upanishadic way of looking at it is that they first say this is what it is, then they start negating whatever they said was true. But learn, unlearn. Now, not everybody can really do that. They'll get stuck. So, Shankaracharya has done a good job by not doing learn, unlearn. Even though he follows the neti, but
he directly defined this whole.
So system. First you should feel disgusted. Who should feel disgusted? That Chaitanya should feel disgusted of the body and the mind. Otherwise, it will not give up.
Chaitanya is not doer. No?
Chaitanya, this individual guy is doing through the mind.
But Jivatma should feel.
Whatever you call, but that is part of my manas only. Whether you
manas
call
should feel. Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Not Chaitanya.
Through Chaitanya only manas can feel.
Yes. If Chaitanya is there only, it can
so
feel.
It is the thief has taken ransom of the policeman also.
Yes.
Now, who is caught here? Who is the witness?
Witness is nothing but Chaitanya.
So he will be in jail.
Yeah, correct.
Who is in
Chaitanya
jail
is
only?
bound by this mind.
That's the reason we all are in jail today, and we are
correct.
and we are having sentence.
We are jail called, one is Deha, you cannot go out of that.
Correct.
Second is called within the Manas.
So we
We should just go away from that.
we are bound.
We are